OTC Decoded. What's the funniest or most memorable thing that's happened to you on a job site?
Well, I don't think it was funny for me. It was funny for other people. But I was a consultant, a newly formed consultant, and I got into my smart clothes and into my BMW, and I drove down the coast to one of the paper mills. And I didn't know the place, and the security guard just waved me through the front gate as if I knew, because he probably thought I knew what I was doing. But I didn't want to ask directions to where I go, so I drove through the factory in amongst all of the heat exchangers and the pipes and things, and I got myself totally lost on their site. But the thing that is a little bit embarrassing was when I eventually saw the offices I needed to go to, I took a beeline straight for it over what I thought was a big field covered in wood chips. And it turned out it wasn't a big field, it was a dam, and these wood chips were floating on the surface. So I proceeded to drive my BMW straight into the water and had to be towed out. And that was my first day as a consultant on that site.
On a job site, nothing that I can really pick out, because what I used to do was I never went onto the job site. I used to go and visit my guys who worked for me and just manage to make sure that they were okay, that they were sufficiently equipped and whatever to do what they needed to do. And that was my role. But one of the things that came out was in 2002, I was nominated for the South African Boss of the Year. And this was an annual event, and they looked at who the best bosses are in the world, in South Africa, that were nominated, and they picked the six best for that year, and I ended up being one of the 6 bosses of the year. So that was a really interesting experience, and it was actually quite humbling, because it's amazing how many people actually supported and endorsed the nomination from the Sasol technology side. So that to me was very humbling, very humbling. And one of the things that they asked was, what is one of the mottos or credos which you sort of try and manage and live your life by? And I had to quickly think of something, and because I'd been developing the cost engineering career model, I came up with this thing called ARIAS, A-R-I-A-S. And loosely translated, it means that you need to be giving the people the authority to do the work. You need to be giving them the responsibility to do the work. You need to be giving them the information to do the work properly. And then you need to make them accountable. At the end of the day, all of that is supported by support, management support. If they don't have management support and support to get that information, whatever they need to do their job properly, it makes it pretty difficult for them. So that was one of the things that I put forward to the guys, and they seemed to be quite impressed.
Many years ago, I was responsible for the external areas of Sasol and Sasolburg, which included all the maturation dams for effluents and so on. And I wanted to upgrade the area around our final effluent dam, and we planted grass, put in a proper lawn there, planted some trees, and really made it look pretty. And then we said, okay, we're a month or so away from National Tree Planting Day. Let's put in a lapa and invite senior Sasol managers to enjoy the day with us, and let them each plant a tree in the area as well, which we did. Put up a lovely lapa at a reasonable cost at the time. And we invited the managers, and many of them came. Many of them came from Johannesburg, or the offices in Rosebank. And It was about halfway through the tree planting function when the then MD of Sasol sidled up to me and said, "Jurie, who paid for all this?" I don't think I've ever given him a final answer, but yes, he at the end of the day paid for it.
Yeah, if I think back, I was involved in commissioning a chlorine plant in Mbogantweni. It was a plant we designed for polyphon at the time. And in the startup, we were commissioning at night and there was a bad storm. And I was, up in the sort of top structure and just happened to look down, and the other commissioning engineer was starting one of the big cooling water pumps, and there was a lightning strike and a tremendous flash, and the lightning actually came down the steel structure and knocked this commissioning engineer flying, but fortunately he was okay. So, that was quite a memorable experience for myself and that commissioning engineer.